5. The Broken Dynasty, November 16, 1581. Father and son are arguing again, this time about Prince Ivan's pregnant wife. The Tsar thinks she's dressed too provocatively. Apparently, showing your ankles while 6 months pregnant counts as scandalous behavior in Ivan's increasingly unhinged worldview. The argument escalates quickly. Prince Ivan defends his wife with the kind of passion that only comes from genuine love, something his father hasn't felt in over 20 years. But to Ivan the Terrible, passionate defense sounds like defiance. And defiance in his paranoid mind equals treason. The throne room falls silent except for two voices growing louder and angrier. Courtiers pretend to study their shoes, knowing that witnessing royal family drama could easily become a death sentence. The prince is pleading now, trying to make his father understand that not everything is a conspiracy, that sometimes people disagree without plotting rebellion. Ivan the Terrible reaches for his staff, a heavy iron-pointed walking stick that doubles as a weapon. It's the same staff he's used to intimidate countless nobles, the symbol of his absolute authority, but instead of just threatening, something snaps. One swing. The pointed tip catches his son directly in the temple. Prince Ivan crumples instantly, blood pools beneath his head as he convulses on the marble floor. For a moment that stretches into eternity, Ivan the Terrible realizes what he's done. The paranoid tyrant disappears, replaced by a horrified father dropping to his knees, cradling his dying son's head. "I've killed my son! I've killed my son!" Ivan screams, trying desperately to stop the bleeding with his bare hands. But 20 years of practiced violence can't be undone by a few minutes of regret. Prince Ivan dies 3 days later, never regaining consciousness. With him dies the Rurik dynasty's legitimate succession, Russia's hope for competent leadership, and the last fragment of Ivan the Terrible's humanity. The man who'd spent decades destroying his enemies had finally destroyed himself. Ivan the Terrible lived for 7 more years after murdering his heir, but he was already dead inside. The man who'd terrorized an entire empire spent his final days weeping over his son's grave, begging God for forgiveness that would never come. Russia paid the ultimate price for one man's unchecked paranoia. With no competent heir, the kingdom plunged into the time of troubles. 15 years of civil war, foreign invasion, and near collapse. The Rurik dynasty, which had ruled for over 700 years, ended not with military defeat or political revolution, but with a father's rage destroying his own bloodline. Ivan the Terrible died alone in 1584, playing chess with a courtier who was probably terrified to win. His last words, according to witnesses, were about his son. Want to dive deeper into history's most shocking royal scandals? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because there are plenty more crowns stained with blood, and some of these stories make Ivan look almost reasonable by comparison.